What is up, you guys? It's Aisling. Welcome back to my channel. I haven't done a video like this in a long time, and it is my favorite foundations from the drugstore. I have 1, 2, 3, 6 foundations I want to talk about today, and these are like my be-all end-all holy grail when it comes to drugstore foundations. These are what you need. What you need, I'm telling you need these in your life. Before I do get into the foundations, I just want to mention that I have oily skin, so some of these foundations may not apply to you if you have drier skin, but I will kind of go into the details about the foundation and you can kind of gauge yourself if the foundation would work for your skin. Without further ado, let's get into the first foundation that I absolutely love, that's super affordable and just makes my skin look incredible, and that is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear. I was obsessed with the 24-hour L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour foundation that came in a jar with the red lid, and then they came out with this oxygen technology or fresh wear kind of one. I thought that they were initially the same thing at the beginning, but then I was later corrected, because I always do that. I tend to be like, oh, this is the same thing, and then like you guys who are so intelligent will correct me for being silly, because they're not the same thing. They're two different foundations. I still love that other foundation, but I just don't think you can buy it anymore. I haven't seen it in my local booths anyway. So the fresh wear is the one that's replaced it. It is the most incredible foundation. This whole summer has just been using this foundation. It's been one of my ride or die foundations. I'm in the shade 140, which is golden beige. I actually need to go up maybe 2 shades, I'd say, at this stage, because I wore it the other day and it didn't really match me. It kind of gave me like that white cast, kind of like ashy look to my face. So I do definitely need to go up a shade or 2. But for more of the autumn kind of time, it's perfect. The only reason I have this shade is because I bought it in like the depths of winter. Some of the things that I enjoy about this foundation is how lightweight it is, how full coverage it is, how little you need of this product to get like a full coverage look to your face, but you can still kind of have that effect where your like little freckles are peeking through and make your skin look natural. Like, I'm wearing a bit of foundation, but I'm not wearing that much, you know? It's not like full coverage, like cake face or anything, but then it kind of still evens out your complexion and you can build it up to a little bit more of a full coverage effect, and it never goes cakey on me. I love that about it. When I first tried this out, I wore it for I think something like 12 hours and it didn't break down on me. It didn't make my skin look oily or greasy. It's very difficult throughout the day to kind of know what your foundation is like if you're not actually testing it. So that's why I always do wear tests, because that's when I'm really observant about what my foundation actually looks like on my skin, because I'm like looking at it nitty gritty, like fine detail. Whereas generally day to day, I don't even know what my foundation does look like because I don't be looking at it or checking in with it. I know this foundation wears incredibly well. I wore this to like a barbecue like 3 weeks ago, where I was sitting outside all day. Like, I mean, from like maybe like 2 o'clock in the day till, no, it was earlier than that. It was probably like 1:30 in the day till maybe midnight in the boiling scorching heat, and my skin was still like perfect. My face was still intact. I wasn't oily. I recommend this mostly for somebody who has combination skin, I would say. Like, I have oily skin and it works brilliant with it, but I would definitely think this would be lovely on dry skin as well, because it would give that kind of radiance. But I feel for myself personally, this looks best on oily combo skin. So do let me know if you've dry skin, what you think of this. I don't have dry skin, so I don't know what it's like on dry skin. But it's just such an all-rounder good foundation. I can't imagine it being very difficult to wear if you've dry skin, because it looks great as well. The only thing, it might be just a bit too matte. That's the only thing. The next foundation I want to talk about is just a ride or die. Like, I've had it for a million years and I still love it to this day, and it's the True Match. So I have the shade W6 here, which is kind of like my day-to-day, like most times of the year shade. And in the summertime, when I get a little bit more tanned, I go up to W7. I also have had W8 as well in the past. That's like when I was really tanned, like summer holidays tanned. So this is one of the best foundations. It looks like this because I have the US version of it. I buy it off a website that just has US products on it. It's not like a fancy website or anything. It doesn't have any products that you can't get anywhere else in the world. It's a beauty joint, I think that's it. And it has like all these products on it, but it just, I don't know why they're in American bottles. This is one of the best full coverage foundations for oily skin in my opinion. This is not like lightweight, my freckles are going to pop through foundation. It's quite heavy. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin, but it is very, very full coverage. I've used this foundation forever. It was the very first foundation that I ever got, I think around the time I made my Debs. So when I was like 17, so donkeys years ago, back in the day. And I'm still using it to this day, and I love this foundation so much. Like I said, it was the very first foundation that I ever used. So I was definitely spoilt with good quality foundations very early on, because I knew what kind of standard I was looking for foundations. That sounds really, really, really like, yeah, I know what foundations are good. Obviously I don't, because I don't have every skin type in the world, but for me and my skin, I know what foundations work and what foundations do not, and this one definitely works. It blends so easily on the skin. Like I said, it's quite lightweight but still been full coverage, and it gives me amazing coverage and just looks great on my skin, and I absolutely love it and have used it for so long. Next up is the Bourjois Healthy mix. Now sadly I can't wear this at the moment because it's summer and my skin is a little bit deeper. I have the shade number 55, which is in dark beige, which is just a little bit too light. It's not like crazy too light, but it's just a teeny bit too light for my skin at the moment. I'm telling you guys all my shades as well, just in case you're in or around the same shade as me, which I'm between like an NC 35 and 37, and it could go up to like a 40 when I'm really, really tanned in the summer. I have quite sallow skin despite the fact that I sit in front of a window and I look a little bit paler, so I do like to give my shade selection to you guys just in case you think I'm fairer than I am and go and purchase this online or something and it ends up being a little bit too dark. The window does wash me out, just an FYI. Anyway, let's move on from that. So the shade that I have is number 55. This foundation smells like apricot, so if you are sensitive to fragrances or you don't like fragrances in your products, particularly your foundation, because I do find that it doesn't linger, but I do find if you are sensitive to fragrances, I suffer from migraines, so fragrances are a big deal to me. Like I smell everything and I'm like, oh no, that would give me a headache, or oh no, if I had a migraine and I had that on my face, I'd definitely be sick. So just be careful with fragrances as well, because you know the way that they can irritate skin, especially if you have like acne or sensitive skin like rosacea or anything like that. This does have a fragrance in it. It's enriched with vitamins C, E and B5, and they say that it lasts up to 16 hours. I have never worn this for 16 hours, so I have no idea. I do have a wear test of it, which I'll link down below, and you can see what this looks like on my skin and just how it performs. Personally, this is one of my favorite foundations, and it's one that I kind of forget about a lot of the time because I'm going to my foundations and I'm generally picking some of the others that are my favorites, and this would be like the last one I would go to. But anytime I put it on, I'm like, oh my god, I need to like wear that more often. It's quite lightweight on the skin, but very full coverage, and this is incredible at keeping my oils, like holding them back all day. And I thought with the healthy mix, I was thinking, oh, luminous, you know, brightening, stuff like that, and those words kind of scare me with oily skin because I'm like luminous, sweaty, oily, not feeling it. But that's not what this foundation does for me. It just kind of makes my skin look more luminous, not as flat, and gives a bit of life into my skin and makes it look a bit more youthful and fresh. Really like this foundation and I highly rate it. Like, it's incredible. Just try it. It's very affordable, and like, tell me what you're thinking. Out of all the foundations I'm going to talk about today, this is definitely the most full coverage foundation on the planet. No, it's not really, but it is the most full coverage foundation that I own from an affordable brand, and this is the Super Stay foundation from Maybelline. Absolutely incredible. I wouldn't be Maybelline's biggest fan when it comes to like their foundations. I just have never really found a foundation that I loved from them. I didn't like the mousse one. I didn't like their Dream foundation. I just have never really found one that I liked. But when this came out, I was all over it. I was on it like a car bonnet. This is one of the best full coverage foundations from the drugstore. This lasts so long on my skin. Like, I mean, morning to night, this will be still intact on my skin. It lasts so long. Color selection is the only thing that's a little bit kind of off with it. Actually, I meant to say with the L'Oreal True Match, one of the best color selections from the drugstore, bar none. This one's a little bit off. There's like 3 dark, there's like maybe like 4 or 5 mediums, and then like 3 light shades, and the lightest of the light is not even that light. In Ireland anyway, I'm sure in the US they have like every single colour under the sun, but I know in Ireland the shade selection is a bit So these shades that I have are nude beige and caramel beige. Nude beige has a little bit of a pinky undertone, caramel is more neutral, and when I mix these together I get my perfect combo. So you can kind of see like that one's like probably might match me now. That one's obviously too light, but they just combine really well. So I mix them both together to kind of get my perfect colour, depending on whether it's like winter or summer, because I might mix more of this in the winter and more of that in the summer, or might just wear it on its own in the summer. So that's why I have 2 shades. So this is one of my favourite foundations for full coverage, like beat makeup. I mean, like you're going a night on the town and you want like full face. This is kind of what you wear. This will cover everything. Like you won't be left with an imperfection on your face anywhere. It covers everything. Like spots, it covers up blemishes, rosacea. I've seen like lots of people use this in tutorials and it covers everything. This holds back my oils. It can feel a bit heavy throughout the day. So even though I talked about the L'Oreal True Match, that one doesn't feel heavy, but it's still full coverage. This can feel just a little bit heavy on the skin. That's the only kind of like downside to it. I really like everything about this foundation for the full coverageness. Like, get it. If you want like a really full coverage foundation, you won't regret it. Just be careful with how much you do apply of this. Just take a little bit and then build up, because it can look very cakey very quickly. So that's just an FYI. I'm going to move on to a different kind of foundation now, which is probably the most lightweight watery foundation that I have of the bunch. And this is the Glow foundation from PS My Perfect Colour. The Pennies range. So I know the Pennies, or Primark as it's known everywhere else in the world, I know the Pennies is not everywhere, and that's kind of frustrating when I mention stuff from Pennies. I know like my US subscribers are like, there's only like 1 Pennies in like Boston or something. So I do know that this is kind of annoying when I do mention this, but just if you're living in Ireland or the UK or anywhere in Europe and you can get to a Pennies, definitely pick up the My Perfect Colour, the Glow foundation. Again, same reaction as I did with the Healthy Mix. I was like, Glow, no, I won't want that on my skin because I don't want oils. This is only €6, guys. It's probably the most affordable. Actually, no, the last foundation I'm going to talk about is the most affordable. It's just super affordable. The only thing that I'm not crazy about is the packaging. It comes in like a dropper bottle. It's not the worst thing ever, but it just can be a bit irritating. It also has an SPF of 30 in it, so stay away from flash photography. 30, so high. Like I have Estee Lauder Double Wear on today and that has an SPF of 10, and I most certainly will not be going anywhere near a flash when I wear this foundation. So that would be another kind of tip while you're wearing this. The other issue I have with it is the shade selection sucks. I think there's like 6 shades. I'm in the shade Toffee, which is like the second darkest, but it is Pennies and they're not known for their makeup line. They're just known for their clothing. But they just have been branching into beauty obviously over the last few years. But this foundation is just gorgeous on my skin. Even though I'm oily, it keeps my oils at bay. It makes my skin look really fresh and radiant, and it just makes my skin look youthful and glowy, but in all the right ways. Not in a kind of, I look a bit sweaty and my face is like melting and my oils are coming through. So I do recommend picking this up. If you can get your shade, it's €6. I mean, you're not breaking the bank. Definitely give it a try. And like I said, it's suitable for most skin types. It's also vegan as well, because Pennies are like cruelty free or vegan. I'm not sure. I should really check that out. The final foundation I want to talk about, you guys know this. Like you knew it. You hadn't seen it yet. You were waiting for it. It's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Can't stress how much I love this foundation. Like I just think this is one of the best foundations on the market from the drugstore. Like it's just so good. Wet n Wild is now in Boots as well, so it's a lot easier to get hold of, because I remember Wet n Wild kind of like fell off the grid there for a while and I was like, where has it gone? And I was buying mine online. It is also cruelty free. This shade that I have here is a golden beige, and I also have warm beige, I think it is, and I go between the two of them, so I mix them. Shade selection not great yet again. It's not one of the most versatile foundations, like for like skin color rather. What am I trying to say? It isn't for everybody because it doesn't cater for everybody, which is unfortunate. But I do feel like drugstore brands can be a little bit annoying when it comes to their color selection anyway. So if you can get your color in this, happy days, lucky you. Even I can't get my color in this. I mix too. That's why it says it's goodbye photo flashback, because it has no SPF in it. This is amazing for flash photography. It's also great for like nights out, because I find like, you know, someone's whipping out a camera left, right and center and you're getting your picture snapped constantly. Well, if you're in my bunch of friends, you are. Or sometimes we just like forget all about taking pictures and we're just like dance the night away and sweat the night away. But this foundation looks good either way, in photo photography, flash photography rather, or if you're dancing all night, or if you're wearing this in the sun, or you're just out and about wearing a foundation, you know, it's like long lasting. Don't like the spatula that comes inside it. It's not my favorite way of applying the foundation. I'm not really loving it. Not my biggest problem, but a lot of people have commented on it. The fact it smells a little bit like paint. I think they were going for more of like a citrus orangey scent. I'm not really sure. And it ended up smelling a little bit like paint. So if you are going to an event and you know you're going to have your picture taken and you don't want it to flash back, then this would be your go-to man. I love everything about this foundation. And like I said, it's way up there with one of my favorites. They all are my favorite foundations. It's really hard to pick one. Like if someone came along and was like, you can only have one of those foundations, I think I'd struggle. This is medium buildable, so you can get like a lighter appearance with this, but in general this is a lot like on the full coverage side. Like I said, I have oily skin and love that one, so if you have drier skin, do let me know. If anybody out there watching this video has dry skin, please leave a comment in the comment section, like whether these foundations work for you as well, because I have no experience with using them on dry skin, so I don't know what they're going to look like, if they're going to like cling to dry patches or look cakey or anything like that on dry skin. I don't know, so do help a girl out and help anybody else out in the comment section. Oh, I need to breathe and I'm starving. I need to go get food. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe if you're not already. I would love that. And let me know what videos you would like to see coming up on my channel soon, whether you want to see vlogs or challenges or more beauty videos or whatever it may be. Let me know. Hair tutorials, clothing hauls, clothing try-ons, you know, anything. I'm here for your suggestions. Thank you so much, guys, again for watching. I love you all so much, and I will talk to all of you in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.